So today we are going to be building what I call a palindrome checker. A palindrome is basically a word that when you turn it upside down, you get the same word. So we're going to be building a palindrome checker. So at the end of the day, we want to have this right here. This should be a UI. We want to have a header. We want to have an input tag. We want to have a validate button and a footer down here. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, I have VS Code open here, and I also have live live reload, and that's why you're getting this message down here. So we want to start by, I also have my files here, my index HTML, index CSS, index JavaScript. So yeah, I'm going to start with the defaults. So then down here, I'm just going to change this to palindrome validator. And then inside here I want to have my header, and inside the header I want to have an h1, the class of header name, and then inside the header I want to have palindrome like this. Okay, so you guys, I'm using Emmet. That's how I can also go to type of that, and then it produced all this. So you could always download Emmet in your extensions, and then you just install it and it will work fine. But VS Code comes with Emmet pre-installed, so you don't have to worry about that if you have VS Code. So then here I want to also create a main with form inside, and inside the form I want to have an input with placeholder attributes, placeholder like this, and I want to say just the word, and then the same level as the input I want to have a button, and inside the button I want to have validate like this. Okay, so there, like this, yes, so like that. So we have our HTML, and I also want to have a footer down here, and then the footer I want to have what's it called, p tag, and then the p tag I want to have and copy like this and say copyright. So there, our HTML is set up. So if you want to look at it, this is basically how it will look like. This is that didn't come out right. Yeah. So we're going to start our styling. Okay, first we have to link it. We have to link our CSS to our HTML like this. I'm just going to change this to index.html. So inside our CSS, I want to do some basic defaults. I want to remove the default styling from our elements. Say margin 0, and padding 0, and box sizing border box like that. And in our body element, I want to use a font of trebuchet like this, yeah, sans serif. So yeah, that's it. And I also want to give this display flex, and the flex direction. What was this? Not this. Flex direction of column, and the justified content. Yeah, justified content. No, I don't want to do this. Then down here, yeah, so we have this. So then I want to do some styling on my header. So I'm going to get it like this, header, and give it a width of 100 viewport width, and the height of let's say 50. Yeah. 70 pixels, and use a border of 1 pixel solid green just to see it. Yeah, so there. So I'm also going to give this a display of flex box, and then the flex direction of okay, I really don't need the flex direction. I'm just going to give this a justify content center and line item center, just to put it right in the middle. As you can see, it's right in the middle of our screen. So then I'm going to style this next. Okay, wait, we're not done with this. In our end product, we have different colors here, with the P being in orange and this being in green. So we're going to do that. Why do I keep open DevTools? Okay, so we're going to access our header, our each one here, which has a class of header name. It's going to get that header name like this. I'm going to give this a color of green. I'm going to tweak this a bit. Let's give it some darker green. Yeah, and I'm going to give this a font size of 3 rem units, and then some padding of 1 rem, like that. Yeah, and to give this the P a different color, I'm going to give it a different, I'm going to put it in a different element. So let's say a bold, and I'm going to put this in the bold like this, and get that using all this, and then the P like this. Give this a color of what's it called? Let's see, FF 5400. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, that's it. So then I can go ahead and get rid of this border. I don't really need that. So yeah, then down here I'm going to get our main. I'm going to give this a width of 100 pixel width, and the height of 500 pixels, and yeah, also going to give this a display of flex, and justify content center, and then align item center, just to put the form, which is the only child in our main, in the middle like this. And I'm going to access the form. I'm going to style the form, but first I want to see it. You can use DevTools to open this up like this, then here in our form. As you can see, the form as you can see, the form is just this small area over here. So we want to give it a height of 200 pixels, and the width of 400 pixels. Okay, I'll just make this 400. Perfect aspect ratio. Yeah, and now in DevTools, if you open up DevTools and you look at this, you can see that, I'll shift this a bit, you see that it's right here, and we want to center the elements in this form. So we could also do another display flex in the form. See, flex box is really helpful. It makes everything really simple. So then this is a flex direction. In this case, we want our elements to be on top of each other, so column, and then I'm going to give this justify content center, align item center, same thing. Yeah, align items center, it's like that. Yeah, as you can see, it's right in the middle. So I want to style my input tag. I'm going to access that like this. Give this a width of 300 pixels. Give this a height of 60 pixels. Height. Okay. Typo. And a border. None. Some padding. 1 rem units. Just look. Okay, let's give this a border bottom of 2 pixels solid. Let's see, F500. Let's look at that. Okay, yeah. I'll give it some margin. 5 viewport height for the top and the bottom, and 0 for the sides. So yeah, we have our viewport height, 5 viewport height. So now I want to okay, we have this outline makes it look ridiculous. Let's see, none. Yeah, so the outline is gone, everything looks good. Actually want to do justify components. Let's see. Yeah. So then here, okay, I want to style my button element. This one right here. So then I'm going to access it using the main form button, and I'm going to give this a width of 150 pixels and a height of 70 pixels. Let's look at that. Okay, that's too big. 60 pixels. Okay, give this a background of white and border none, and then border. I'm just going to copy this right here and bring it and change this to right, and then the same thing, make it left, and change the colors here. I want this to be 2399. Okay, so yeah, so that looks good. Everything is working perfectly. Let's not forget our footer down here. So basically I want to add a hover effect onto my button to give it some kind of interaction with the user. So then I just go ahead and say main form button hover effect like this. Okay, so let's get back to our hover effect, and let's see the background to be this color, and I want the color to be white. Yeah, as you can see, when I hover over the button I get this effect, but I don't like the way it just happens so quickly. So I'm just going to give this transition of all 0.5 seconds ease. Let's look at that. Okay, yep, that's working. 1.5 minutes. That's too big. 100 minutes. Yeah. So then we want to style our footer down there. We have our input tag working, our header is right there. So we're going to access the footer like this, give it a width of 100 viewport width. We want it to fill the width of our screen, and give it a height of 60 pixels, and I'm also going to give this a display of flex. And the flex. I'm going to give this a justified content center. A flex start. I want to make this flex start. I want this to be at the beginning of our container, like this. Yeah, so it's right there. Then we give this an align item. Align item of center. I'm going to give this a background of like this. Yeah, I don't like the way there's this scroll bar at the bottom, so like I'm just going to go to the top here and then give it an overflow X and then like this. Okay, like that. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have a background of this. So back in our foot, I'm just going to add a color white to our footer, and there we have, yeah. But see the way it's more like clinging to the side of the screen. You can fix that with some padding, one rem, and yeah, it moves away like that. So I also want to reduce the size of the form. I think it's too big. Yeah. So there we have our UI setup. Everything is looking great and working. Everything, and thanks for watching.
Danger. One of us just lost our savior. Gotta maintain when you're going insane, so I say this prayer.